Hey guys, Mike here with TV Parts Today. On the table behind me, I've got a PN50C550G1F. It's a Samsung plasma unit. I'm going to show you how to take the back off as well as remove the boards from this television. As always, give us a call at 1-800-203-7484 to place any orders, and let's get into it. All right guys, once you have your television flipped over on its back side, you are going to take note there are several screws going all around the outside of this thing, as well as here and there throughout the innards, if you will. So let's just get to moving. Grab a drill and start pulling these guys out. We've ran into our first screw that's not going to come out. We'll come back to this one here shortly. I do have a trick for that. All right, so what you're going to want to do is get a Phillips head screwdriver. The finer, the better. And anytime you run into this kind of an issue with a screw where it's just kind of spinning in place and not threading up and out, I have noticed that it does happen more often with Samsung units, especially with metal backs, more so than others. But I don't think it's just a Samsung television issue itself. It just happens from time to time. So what you want to do is just get your drill or your screwdriver up on top of that, ready to unscrew, and then take your Phillips head and try to get up underneath of that lip, and you'll be able to just slowly edge it out of there. There we go. Get some leverage on it and just keep pulling up on it and come out just like that. And I believe that should be it for these screws. Let's take another gander. Looks like I've got them all. At this point, just get your hand up underneath of this slot back here in the back and lift up on it, and you should be able to start getting this back plate removed from the set. You do want to be gentle with it, just in case you have anything connected underneath. You always want to take a gander under the hood, so to speak. Nope. It's free, so just keep on lifting. And this whole plate should lift up, caught here on this bezel it looks like. So let's lay it back down and lift back up at another angle. Alrighty folks, we're gonna start with the main board here. As you can tell, it's got a bit of rust on it and a little bit of a warp here on the side of the board. Again, we're just showing you how to get these boards removed. This one here was used as an outdoor unit for some time, especially with it being this plasma unit from 2011, I believe. But first things first, work on these clips, as always, and you're gonna pinch down on the top here to release that lever and pull that cable straight out of there. Same with this one, be very gentle with this. As you can see, these are very fragile, fine cables here. So if you can, get a hold of the thicker end and reach up here, pinch down, and very gently shimmy this out of here. There we go. This one here, flip up on the flap, and then you can just pull that ribbon cable right on out of there. This one here, pinch down on the top, pull it out. If you want, just kind of set all this stuff off to the side here, and we've just got some screws to take out. Lifting that on up. As always, you can remove this flashing if need be, if you're going to be replacing your main board, and that's all it takes to get this one out of this set. All right, folks, we're going to move on to the X sustain board here. As always, take note of your clips. So we're going to get those removed first. So this guy here, flip up that flap with your fingernail and pull that ribbon cable on out. This guy here, you can see it is kind of woven in and out of the metal clips here on the back. So what you can do to make this a little easier, just lift it up out of that lip, and then we can press down on the top to release the latch and pull that straight on out of there. Now, these here are ribbon cables per se. So what you're gonna wanna do, if you take note, these are gonna have little levers on the sides that you can press in, and then you're gonna pull this, the plastic housing out of the black clip there. You're gonna pinch it and just pull this forward just like so, and then you can pull your ribbon cable directly out of here. Same with this one, pinch it, pull it straight on out, and get your ribbon cable removed from here. Starts to give you any grief like that, just press it back in and start over. There we go. Get those folded over, and at this point we've just got some screws. Now, if you notice here, we are still attached. So what we're gonna do is get this and shift it this direction to get it unplugged. So, kind of fiddle around with it here a bit to get the adhesive loosened up. Press down on this back end to hold this other board in place, and we should be able to just shimmy this guy directly out of there. And that is your X sustain. Moving on to our logic control board. You'll notice we do have a slew of ribbon cables to disconnect, as well as one regular one and then just some screws. So let's get started on that. Flip up the flap with your fingernail, and then you can just shimmy that ribbon cable directly out. Same with this one, flip it up here on the back, and you can pull this guy right out of that slot. This one here, pop it up, pull it out. Same with these two here, pop it up, pull it out, flip this one up, and pull this guy right out of there. Last one here, flip it up, pull him out. This clip here, it's just gonna be a pinch and pull out situation. Pinch down on the top there to release that latch and pull it directly out from the board. And then we've got these two screws, and this whole piece will shift this direction once we're finished up. Feels like there is some adhesive there, so be very gentle when pulling forward. There we go, got it pulled forward there. There's that piece of adhesive I was talking about. And that is your logic control. All right, moving on here to the power supply. You'll notice we do have some clips. We're gonna get those removed first and then get the screws pulled out. On this one here, there is a strip of tape kind of holding this down. So if we wanna lift up and get that tape removed, it'll make it a lot easier to remove this clip. You're gonna pinch down on that lever and pull this part straight up out of the board. So pinch it, pull it up. Same exact thing with this one. We're gonna pinch down to release and pull it straight up and off. And if you take a gander over on this side, it is gonna be the exact same situation, but we've got a piece of tape going over the top, as well as some weaving that we need to do with this cable from the back of the chassis here. So let's get all of that out of the way to make this process as simple as possible. Once you have your tape up, just kind of sit it off to the side there, and we can weave out from this other latch there. And now we have access to this. We're gonna just press down to release and pull it straight up out of the board. And then we've just got a handful of screws. Take another gander, it looks like that is it. And that right there is our power supply. All right, moving on here to the Y sustain as well as the Y buffer board. We're gonna get this one out of the way first. If you want, weave this out from underneath of that tab, and if you lift up, you'll be able to see the lever that we're gonna press down on. Pull that straight up out of there. This right here with the ribbon cable, flip it up with your fingernail, pull it out of the slot. This one here, we're just gonna pinch down and pull it out. If you do take note, it is also woven in and out of here, so to make that a little bit easier and give you more wiggle room, unweave it. And now at this point, pinch down and pull this cable out. And if you don't get it all the way, just put it back in and try again. There we have that one. Now we do have this plug here at the end. We are going to just pinch at the top of it and pull it directly out of the board. And at this point, I'll lift up this ribbon cable, get it out of the way here so we don't have any collateral damage. Just move you there. We're gonna get these screws removed, and if you take note, it is connected to the buffer board right here on these clips. So once we get these screws out, we're gonna shift the entire board this direction. All right. I want to be very careful and gentle. There is adhesive up underneath of this board here holding into place. So start here at one end and very gently rock it side to side. We'll be able to get that lifted up off of the adhesive. And now we're just gonna kind of wiggle it and move it this direction, slowly but surely. There we go. And there's the adhesive holding it into place. And that is your Y sustain. Now, once you have that out of the way, we're gonna move on to the buffer board. It'll be much easier to get this guy out of here. All of these clips here, we're just gonna flip them up. They come right off of here. once those are up, we've just got a handful of screws down through here, and this will be free. And that is our Y buffer. So there we have it. Another pretty easy video there. We know that this particular unit that we were working on today, not in the best of shape, but as always, we're here to show you how to get the boards removed out of your set. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe to the YouTube channel, your first order will qualify for 20% off. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for watching another TV Parts Today repair video. If you have a question regarding your TV repair, post a comment and we will try to help. And don't forget,
you can help us and stay up to date by subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Also, check us out on Facebook for exclusive promo codes.